Hello, not so far ago I already reviewed Dunu's updated version of their bestseller model, updated DN2000 that they've called DK2001. Really good mid-level hybrid in-ear monitors for $300, offering really nice sound. Actually, I will add links to the description, but also Dunu released a few pretty interesting affordable models, and today we will talk about one of them. It's DM-480, price is $70, and this is interesting model in terms of drivers because each 3D printed earpiece contains dual dynamic driver. It's dynamic coated drivers, and they are configured in the isobaric mode to reduce total harmonic distortion and improve the sound quality. So let's have a closer look. As you can see, box is fairly simple, it's pretty traditional but with nice polygraphy showing both versions available, orange one and a black one. On the back side there is information about the 3D printed technology, about the driver, simple approximated frequency response chart and technical specifications. So for us most interesting are low level of total harmonic distortion, 5 Hz 40 kHz frequency response, 105 decibels of sensitivity, 20 ohms of impedance, and high purity silver plated oxygen free copper. So specifications looks pretty decent. As usual, inside of this outer sleeve, so I needed few additional minutes to remove the outer sleeve. It was fitted tightly, but I've succeeded to do it without much damage to everyone. Inside of this sleeve there is main box, black cardboard, nothing fancy, but everything is done accurate. So here they are earpieces themselves. I've teared some foam, and case with accessories, and also short manual and warranty card. So 2 earpieces, nice fabric case. Tips, more tips. So 3 pair of white silicone tips. Let me guess, here we will have 3 pair of gray silicone tips. Yes, so 2 pairs here and 1 additional with earpieces. Pretty big short clip and stock cable. So pretty nice accessory set for the $70 price range. In terms of design and build quality, they are good. Maybe not something superb and stellar, but everything is built really nicely. So 3D printed shells, reminding a little bit Alpha and Delta models, with metal spouts, with good ergonomic shape, bright orange color, semi-transparent so you can see the internals, wiring and all the stuff. Nice faceplates with interesting design and company's logo. Really well extended spouts, so sound isolation is a bit above average, and there is a lip for holding the tips and a protective grill, so all the things that I usually check are in place. Build quality is really nice, everything looks smooth and well built. Cable is made replaceable, here used absolutely standard 2-pin connector, so is it left or right? Don't think it's really important now, so anyway, let's suppose it's left. So no recessed sockets, no recessed pins, absolutely standard 2-pin connectors, and I like that more and more companies use regular 2 pins in the affordable models because it gives more reliable connection. Stock cable is nice, there is ear hooks without memory wire inside, but they are holding cable around the ear pretty well, and here goes the cable in some semi-transparent PVC-like coating. It's not hard, not soft, so it's something in between of these two states, maybe a bit on the softer side, so nice, attractive looking. There is a bit of microphoning, but it's also almost minimized with these ear hooks, so I don't think that microphoning will be a big issue for anyone. Here is the splitter with serial number, chin slider, and after the splitter it goes down to the straight jack, so cable looks attractive, but well, nothing stellar, but anyway attractive. I suppose it will be also durable, and that applies to the whole design of this model. Good accessory set, nice presentation, good design, good wearing comfort, so all the exterior parts are done on the proper level. In terms of sound, it's almost classical V-shaped sound signature with fun accents on the low frequencies and on the treble. You know, nowadays it's probably can be called rare tuning. Like 5 years ago, almost all in-ear monitors were tuned this way, but now everyone is trying to use some hybrid schema to get the maximum detalization, something natural or something unusual, but Dunu decided to go classics, and at the end they came up with really fun and engaging in-ear monitors. They are absolutely not audiophilic, not tuned to get every single tiniest detail or something like that. It's just fun and engaging tuning. So let's have some player on the table. We need something to show the examples, or to pour gold will be enough to drive them properly, most of all. So they don't require any burn in. I tried to burn them in for 30 hours, but sound changed only during like first 2 or 3 hours, not more. More important is to find the proper tips to get the best seal and the best sound isolation. Otherwise you will have a pretty shouty and unpleasant sound signature. So bass is noticeably accented, pretty boosted, and this boost goes from the mid bass and to the deepest layers of bass. Depth is pretty good, maybe not maximum, but really good. And surprisingly for such affordable price segment, resolution is nice. Once again, not superb, but nice. Really good control, but due to quantity, of course, they're suiting more for the electronic music, for the synthesized bass. Actually, acoustic instruments sound pretty realistic, but due to accent, they sounding bigger than they should be and more forward, so they exaggerate a little bit presence and body and weight of the acoustic instruments. But definitely that's not the model created for some natural listening or some critical listening or something like that. But with electronic music or pop music or other genres that benefit from added low frequencies, they sounding superb. Really engaging, drivey, with good punch, at the same time not super dry, and so it's really good amount of mid at the low frequencies. And as an example, almost perfectly suiting track, it's Daft Punk, Get Lucky. Nice bass line, really groovy, and nice clarity on the upper mids for the rest of the tune. So mids are recessed, mainly lower part of mids are recessed, and they are done in a bit smoother way with a bit of added weight, and don't expect some hybrid or armature in-ear monitors resolution, so it's just a dynamic driver and not the fastest one, but neither it's slowest one, so it's something in between of these poles. So normal resolution, but of course a bit shifted towards the weighty and warmer side. But on the upper mids things change, because upper mids are a bit accented as well as treble. That's why they are V-shaped actually. So upper mids are more resolving, more forward, and female vocals are more emphasized than male ones. And at the same time, low male vocals sounding pretty pleasant due to the added weight, so nice amount of added weight, and also instruments have a good body, sometimes even a bit also exaggerated, but anyway pretty engaging. On the poorly recorded tracks, sometimes upper mids can sound a bit harsh, but it's more a matter of track, not the in-ear monitors. Imaginary stage is about average both in width and in depth, but these in-ear monitors are pretty honest in building the imaginary stage, so they don't try to expand it to add some artificial space, but if everything is recorded nicely, they will represent it also in pretty convincing way. And as an example for the mid frequencies, pretty famous tune that, you know, the tune from that list, like everyone heard it but not everyone knows its name. And actually on the Soviet television this tune was oftenly used for some titles after some news programs, and in another cases when I was really young, I liked this tune, and only like 20 years after that I've learned the name, and I learned that it was Alan Parsons' project creation. So great fun tune with nice three-dimensional effects, and these in-ear monitors play it pretty nicely. You know, it's probably not the most demanding tune in terms of resolution, in terms of control and all other related stuff, but these in-ear monitors are not created for the audiophilic listening. At the same time, they are forgiving to the quality of records, and even something not superbly recorded sounding pretty okay with them. Treble is accented, so if you super treble sensitive, it's better to listen than before buying, but to my taste, accent isn't that big to be problematic or to cause some artificial sounding. It's just dynamic drivers with a bit above average resolution, with pretty realistic attacks and decays, normal extension, but of course don't expect some superb extension or some rich treble layering, overtone saturation. It's not the case of these in-ear monitors. It's just basic treble to play cymbals, to play highest notes of violins and all other related stuff. And they do it pretty okay. And of course they balancing low frequencies pretty nicely. If accent on the treble would be less than in these in-ear monitors, of course they would sound warmer, darker and more veiled, but this accent doing its job pretty nicely. And as an example, yeah, I've got classical test for the treble that some local hi-fi magazines recommend to use. It's Pink Floyd Time, and this intro part with all that clocks ticking and ringing, it's just a nice test for the treble, because on the when treble is recessed you won't have this sharp accent that should be present in this track, while these in-ear monitors have it, but at the same time not too much to sound too fatiguing. So to summarize everything, it's a V-shaped signature, fun, engaging with normal resolution and big bass and nicely accented treble. But of course it's not balanced armature, so don't expect the armature speed, but it's not bad actually, it's just they've tuned this way. In terms of pairing, they can be used with a smartphone pretty easily, but it's better to use them with some entry-level DAB to unveil the full potential. Speaking about the comparisons, to be honest, I can't recall anything that they can be compared with. Like Ostri KC09, Ostri has a bit more forward mids and less treble, so they are also on the warmer side, but they are less V-shaped than this. TFZ model that I've tested recently, like S2, it's also, a different model because TFZ is warmer with more recessed treble. Mi Audio M6 Pro 2nd generation, they are more focused on the resolution, they are more natural with more treble, with drier and less accented bass. So all models that I can recall right now, they sounding pretty different, and hybrid in-ear monitors, most of them will give you more resolution with less weight on the mids, and the difference on the bass depends on the model. So actually, if you're interested in some particular comparisons, just feel free to ask, but actually, this is a pretty distinctive model. It's classical V-shaped tuning for those who like such signature, suiting really good for pop music, for electronics, for some subgenres of jazz or some classical rock, even some not super complex metal is also okay. So it was Dunu DM-480. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.